During Ashada Navaratri, thousands of devotees worship Sri Varahi Devi with great devotion. One of the simplest yet most powerful practices described in the Brahmanda Purana is the chanting of Sri Varahi Dvādaśa Nāma Stotram, the 12 sacred names of Sri Varahi Devi. But have you ever wondered why these names are so special? Every name of the Divine Mother is more than just a title. It reveals one of her divine qualities, one of her infinite powers, and one of the ways she guides a sincere seeker on the spiritual path. The Brahmanda Purana beautifully declares that one who chants these 12 sacred names remains protected by a diamond-like armor and is never overwhelmed even during life's most difficult times. But to truly appreciate this blessing, let us first understand what each of these names really mean. The benefits of chanting these 12 sacred names becomes even more meaningful when we understand what each name truly represents. So before you begin reciting them every day, spend a few minutes learning their deep significance. Once you understand their meaning, I'll also be uploading a separate chanting version of this Varahi Dwadasha Nama Stotram for your daily puja. Once it is published, you'll find the link in the description below. Let us now begin with the traditional Vinyoga and the sacred Stotram exactly as revealed by Maharishi Hayagriva to sage Agastya in the Brahmanda Purana. You may chant the Stotram exactly as it is. Alternatively, you may also chant each name with a prefix and Namaha at the end. If you have already been initiated into the Varahi Moola Mantra, you may prefix each name with Aing Glaum and conclude with Namaha. Otherwise, you may simply chant each name with Om at the beginning and Namaha at the end. So this version I will be uploading in a separate video. Now let us begin with the Stotram. Asya Shri Varahi Dvādaśa Nāma Stotrasya Ashwanana Rishihi Anushtup Chandaha Shri Varahi Devatam Shri Varahi Prasada Siddhyartam Sarva Sankata Harana Jape Viniyogaha Panchami Dandanata Cha Sanketa Samayeshwari Tata Samaya Sanketa Varahi Potrini Shiva Vartali Cha Mahasena Agnya Chakreshwari Tata Arigni Cheti Samproktam Nāma Dvādashakam Mune Nāma Dvādasha Dhabignya Vajra Panjara Madhyagaha Sankate Dukkha Mapnoti Nakadachana Manavaha Iti Varahi Dvādaśa Nāma Stotram Sampurnam. So, the first name is Panchami. Sri Varahi Devi is called Panchami because she is the fifth among the 8 Matrika Devis. She is also associated with the 5th lunar day known as the Panchami Tithi. At a deeper level, she is the Anugraha Shakti, the divine power of grace associated with Sadashiva, the 5th Karaneshwara. This reminds us that spiritual progress is not achieved by effort alone. While discipline, devotion, and sincere practice are essential, the final transformation happens only through the grace of the Divine Mother. When we invoke Sri Varahi as Panchami, we pray not only for her protection, but above all, for her divine grace to guide us on our journey. The second name is Dandanata. This means the commander-in-chief of the Divine Mother's celestial army. If you have followed our Lalitopakena series, you very well know that Sri Varahi Devi leads the armies of Sri Lalita Mahatripura Sundari and destroyed the forces of Adharma. But this battle is not merely an external one. Within each of us, Sri Varahi wages war against our true inner enemies, that is desire, anger, greed, delusion, pride, and jealousy. She gives us the strength to discipline the mind, overcome negative tendencies, and remain firmly established on the path of Dharma. If you'd like to understand this divine role of Sri Varahi Devi in greater depth, do explore our Lalitopakena series where we discuss her extraordinary role as Dandanata and her Stambhana Shakti in detail. The third one is Sanketa. The word Sanketa means a secret sign, signal, or a sacred code. Just as an army depends upon coded communication to carry out its mission successfully, the spiritual journey also has its own subtle guidance that is understood only through sincere practice and divine grace. Suddenly becomes to halt. Meditation becomes difficult. Mantra loses its focus. Even daily sadhana becomes a struggle. These inner obstacles are often more challenging than external ones. By invoking Sri Varahi as Sanketa, we pray for her guidance through these unseen struggles and for the wisdom to recognize the subtle signs through which the Divine Mother continues to lead us. One of the simplest remedies prescribed in our tradition during such phases is the regular chanting of the Lalita Sahasranama. We have also shared a guided meditation based on the Lalita Sahasranama to help overcome these inner obstacles. You can find it through our WhatsApp community linked in the description below. The next name is Samayeshwari. Samayeshwari means the mistress of Samaya path. In every authentic spiritual tradition, there are disciplines that help a seeker progress steadily. These are not restrictions meant to limit us, but sacred guidelines that protect us from distractions and gradually purify the mind. Sri Varahi Devi as Samayeshwari presides over this path of discipline and inner transformation. When we invoke her by this name, we pray for the strength to remain committed to our sadhana, to overcome distractions, and to live a life guided by spiritual values rather than the fleeting impulses. Moving to the fifth name. The fifth name is Samaya Sanketa. This refers to the inner secrets of the spiritual path. Every act performed during a traditional puja carries a profound philosophical meaning. Every offering, every mudra, every mantra, and every ritual symbolizes an inner transformation taking place within the seeker. Sri Varahi Devi grants us the wisdom to move beyond merely performing rituals and to understand the deeper truths they represent. In many ways, this is also the purpose of our journey together on this channel, not simply to learn what to do, but to understand why we do it and how these sacred practices can transform our lives. The sixth name is Varahi. She is the divine power behind the Varaha avatar of Lord Vishnu, who rescued Mother Earth from the depths of the cosmic ocean. Just as Lord Varaha lifted the earth from those waters, Sri Varahi lifts the individual soul from the depths of ignorance, accumulated karmic impressions, and the endless cycle of worldly existence. She reminds us that no matter how deeply we may feel lost, divine grace always has the power to raise us towards higher consciousness. So if you're someone who has been experiencing the low times of your life, take this as a confirmation from Divine Mother. Worship her sincerely, and she is definitely going to lift you from there and transform your life. The seventh name is Potrini. The name refers to her sacred boar form. The boar is known for fearlessly moving through difficult terrain in search of what lies hidden beneath the surface. Likewise, Sri Varahi reaches into the deepest layers of our mind, uncovers the ignorance and impurities that bind us, and gently lead us toward truth. Just as Divine Mother protects the world, she also protects her devotees, helping them remain steady amidst the many challenges of worldly life without allowing them to sink into despair. The eighth name is Shiva. Shiva means the ever auspicious one. Since the Divine Mother is the pure consciousness itself, her very presence is auspicious. Wherever her grace shines, ignorance begins to disappear and inner clarity naturally arises. When we chant this name, We invoke not merely external prosperity or good fortune, but the highest auspiciousness, the awakening of spiritual wisdom, and the experience of the divine within. The ninth name is Vartali. This name is often associated with the divine power of speech. In the Varaha Avatara, the Lord lifted Mother Earth with his mighty tusks. These tusks are not merely physical symbols, they also represent the eternal wisdom of Vedas, which uplift humanity from ignorance to truth. As Vartali, she blesses us with speech that is truthful, compassionate, and purposeful. She teaches us that words possess immense power. They can heal, inspire, guide, and transform. When we chant this name, we pray that our speech may become an instrument of wisdom rather than a source of harm. The 10th name is Mahasena. Mahasena means she who commands the great army. Externally, Sri Varahi is the supreme commander of the Divine Mother's countless celestial forces. But this army also exists within us. Our body, our senses, our pranas, our mind, and our intellect become her army when they are aligned with Dharma and dedicated to spiritual practice. This reminds us that even this human birth is a precious gift. When we care for the body and use it as an instrument for sadhana, every aspect of our life begins to serve a higher purpose. The 11th name is Agnya Chakreshwari. She is the presiding goddess of the Agnya Chakra, the third eye, the center of intuition, wisdom, and higher awareness. The scriptures explain that through sincere sadhana, a seeker gradually raises the Kundalini up to the Agnya Chakra. But beyond this point, personal effort alone is not enough. The final ascent toward the Sahasrara happens only through the grace of the Divine Mother, flowing through the blessings of the Sri Guru. As Agnya Chakreshwari, Sri Varahi removes the subtle veil of ignorance, grants spiritual insight, and prepares the seeker to move beyond the limited individuality toward the direct experience of divine consciousness. For this reason, the worship of Sri Varahi is not merely an external ritual. Through mantras, nyasa, yantra, and inner contemplation, her worship gradually becomes an inward spiritual journey. And the final name is Arigni. Arigni means the destroyer of enemies. While the Divine Mother certainly protects her devotees from external obstacles and external enemies, the greatest enemies she destroys are the ones that reside within us. These are Kama, the uncontrolled desire, Krodha, anger, Lobha, greed, Moha, delusion, Mada, pride, and Matsarya, jealousy. These inner enemies bind us to suffering and prevent us from recognizing our true nature. When we invoke Sri Varahi as Arigni, we pray that she may remove these inner obstacles and lead us toward purity, wisdom, and lasting inner freedom. Having understood the deeper meaning of these 12 sacred names, let us now look at the beautiful assurance given in the final verse of the Stotram. Nāma Dvādaśa dhābhignya vajra panjara madhyagaha sankate dukkhamapnoti na kadachana manavaha. So the final verse declares that one who remains protected within the Vajra Panjara, that is the diamond-like armor formed by these 12 names, is never overwhelmed even during the most difficult circumstances of life. This beautiful promise is revealed by Maharishi Hayagriva to sage Agastya in the Brahmanda Purana, reminding us that the true protection of the Divine Mother is not merely from external difficulties, but from losing our inner strength, faith, and spiritual direction in the midst of them. If this explanation helped you, do share it with your family and friends so that more devotees may benefit from this during the Ashada Navratri. If you'd like a printable PDF of this Stotram, you're warmly welcome to join our WhatsApp community using the link in the description. We regularly share devotional resources, updates, and study material there. I'll also be uploading a separate chanting version of this Nāma Stotram for your daily puja. Until next time, Sri Matre Namaha.